Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, it's your boy, Mr. Crypto Boss here, from the Forex Crypto Hub, yet with another video for beginners. So, today we are going to check on when to trade, and that is now going to be about the trading sessions, right? So, as you can see here. Trading session. This is a period of time that matches the primary daytime trading hours for a given local or locality or a given place. So, in simple terms, trading sessions, this is the time when banks in a particular country open and closes. Let's take an example in our country in Kenya. Banks open at 8 a.m. and close at 4 p.m. So if we were to trade based on now our country, we will say now this is the time we are supposed to be trading when the banks are open, because when the banks are open, there is a good cash flow. You can do any activity related to banks. But take an example, when we have holidays, when we have the bank holidays and other holidays, the nation holidays where the banks are closed, the activities you can do are very limited. The only thing you can do is the online services and maybe the ATM withdrawal, the other activities you can do them. So it's highly advisable in trading to trade when now the trading sessions are on. So let's check on the trading sessions, and we have four major trading sessions. There are other people who will term them as three. It's going to depend. So let's go straight to that and see what we have. um, hmm. So now, as you can see with me here is a chart or a table. You can see we have session that is on the first part. We have a country. This is now the country which is or where that session is taking place or is affecting directly. And then we have the currencies. These are now the currencies which are affected directly by the session, or the currencies which you can trade best during that particular session. Then now we have the open, or when that session starts, and we have the close when the session ends. Now coming to the first session is what we call the Sydney session. Sydney session is for Austria, and you can see for the pairs you can trade during that time. We have the Audi, that is now the Australian dollar pairs, and the New Zealand dollar pairs. So what does that mean? If a pair has the Australian dollar as either the base or the quote, you can best trade it during the Sydney session. Audi USD, card Audi card, GBP Audi, you know. So you can see for GBP Audi is coming as the quarter, and for Audi USD Audi is coming as a base. So I hope now you can get the point. You can trade the pairs with the Audi as either the base or the quote during the Australian session, as well as the pairs with the New Zealand dollar as either the base or the quote. You can trade them best during that time. The market will be moving. It will not be into much consolidation. Now the session opens at 11 p.m. and closes at 8 a.m. The session opens at 11 p.m. and closes at 8 a.m. Aha. Moving forward, we go to the second session, which is now the Tokyo session. The Tokyo session, and for Tokyo, you can see the country there is Japan. For the currency is the Japanese yen pairs. So any pair with the Japanese yen, you can best trade it during this Tokyo session. And for your information, Japanese yen pairs they come as they come as quotes. They come as quotes. Audi USD, sorry, USD JPY, GBP JPY, CAD JPY, name them. Yeah, right. So you can trade them best during this Tokyo session, and the session starts at 3 a.m. and runs all the way to 12 noon. Runs all the way to 12 noon. The other session is London session, and as you know, London is now in the United Kingdom or the UK, and during this time you can trade best the GBP pairs, that is the Great Britain pound pairs, whether the Great Britain pound is the base or the quote, as well as the euro related pairs. Whether euro is a base or a quote, you can best trade those pairs. And this session starts at 11 a.m. and closes at 8 p.m. right? So in terms of sessions, the first session, or one of the most important session I can or I highly advise people to trade, is now is from the London session, and the second one is now the New York session. The New York session now is in America, and the pairs you can best trade there, we have USD related pairs, whether the dollar is a base or a quote, and Canadian dollar pairs, whether it's a base or a quote. That is now the card. Then the session opens at 4 p.m. The session opens at 4 p.m. That is Kenyan time. I've already converted the times to Kenyan time, so if you want to use the GMT, you will do your conversions, or you can just go and search the Forex trading sessions online. You are going to see them there. Then the session will close at 00 hours. That is at now midnight. Again, we have another one. It's not much as a session, but I'll term it as a session. That is now the New York Stock Exchange. New York Stock Exchange, and that one is in America as well. And during this time, you can best trade the stocks. You know, when I was telling you about what you can trade, I talked about stocks and I explained what are stocks, and also indices. I explained that. So this is the best time for you to trade the indices and also stocks. And examples of the things you can trade during this time best, we have the US 30 or the Wall Street or the um, then we have Nasdaq, the NASA 100, or USTH or US 100. It has many different names depending on the broker you're using. Then we have the S&P 500 as well. We have other stocks and other indices. There are very many, so you can best trade them as from 4:30 p.m. That's exactly 30 minutes after the open of New York session. And the session will run all the way to 00 hours. That's going to be midnight. So those now are the sessions or the best times for you to trade. I have a few notes below there. That is now Sydney and Tokyo sessions are termed as what? Asian session in general. So there are people who will term this one as what? As Asian sessions. That's why I said there are people who will say we have 4 trading sessions and others will say we have 3. If you combine Tokyo and Sydney, you call it an Asian, you will now have Asian, London, and New York. But if you do it Sydney, Tokyo, London, New York, you will have 4. I hope that point is clear. Now, let's move to the next point over there. London and New York are the most active sessions and highly advisable for what? And highly advisable for trading. So many people participate or are in the market during either London or New York, or they can be in both. It depends on the availability of someone and also how the market is behaving. The next point is that as from 4 p.m. we have an overlap between London and New York, and this is called the London-New York overlap. And this is the most traded session. This is the most traded session. So that means as from 4 p.m. is when the market is mostly active. The market is very, very volatile as from 4 p.m. And maybe someone might have seen the word overlap, and they are asking themselves, what is this overlap? Overlap means we have 2 sessions which are ongoing. So if you check well, you are going to see we have very many. We have overlaps, but the one which is keenly monitored is the London New York. because now you can see Sydney and Tokyo. Sydney will close at 8 a.m. So that means when Tokyo is opening, the Sydney session is still on. So at this time we have the Sydney Tokyo overlap, right? But that one is not uh, highly monitored. Again, London will open at 11 a.m. and you can see Tokyo will close at 12 noon. So meaning between 11 to 12 we still have 1 hour overlap between now the Tokyo and London. But the one which is now highly monitored is now between 4 as from 4 p.m. To 8 p.m. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That is now the London New York overlap. And this is the time when we have many participants in the market, because if let's say I'm employed and I'm a trader where I take trading as part-time job, I'll go to my job either from 8 to 5 or 8 to 4. Then from job I can come to now my side hustle, which is now trading, and I'll engage the markets as other people are doing, right? And that's the time when people in America as well are into work. So the UK as well. So that's one of the things you need to know. This is the best time for you to trade. Actually, many people trade this time, the London New York overlap. So they trade during the New York session. At 4:30, New York Stock Exchange is open, and the market is most favorable for trading the US stocks and indices such as the S&P 500, US 30, and the rest. So at 4:30, you can just go and watch one of those things, something like the US 30. Just go to something like 15 minutes or 30 minutes chart and watch how is the behavior of the market as from 4:30 to, let's say, for the first 30 minutes after the open. So that is 4:30 to 5. Just watch how is the market, how is the volatility. Volatility is about now the movement, the volume at the, is the candlesticks very strong, and yeah, just watch how is the market behavior during that time, so that you can understand why is it important for you to trade during particular sessions. You can watch the same for the rest. Like if it's GBP USD, come to London session. When does London open? At 10. So at 10, go to GBP USD. Watch how is the candlesticks behaving. Watch Euro USD. Watch the GBP card, GBP out, the related pairs to euro, the related pairs to the pound. Later, that is, let's say now it's in the evening at 4, when we have now the New York session. Watch the USD pairs, how are they behaving, right? Yeah, we have a note there. We have a note NB. We have 2 periods in trading sessions. We have 2 periods in trading sessions, and the first one is what we call the normal trading period, the normal trading period, and the second one we call it the daylight savings trading period. So for the times I've provided above up there, those are now for the normal trading period. Now let's see what is this daylight savings trading period. During the daylight savings period, every trading session opens and closes 1 hour earlier compared to the normal time. So if it's London, instead of opening at 10 a.m., it's going to open at, instead of opening at 11 a.m., it's going to open at 10. I've talked of 10 a.m. because currently we are on the daylight savings. That's why. Sorry about that, but yeah. If it's New York session, it's going to open at 3 p.m., not at 4 p.m. So, in most cases, the daylight savings trading period runs from March to September, and the normal trading period is going now to run from September to March the following year. But for the specific time and date, we don't know that, but brokers always notify us. So maybe someone might start asking themselves, how will I know? is that now when trading sessions changes, brokers always notify you through an email that trading hours will be changing from a particular time and day and date. So the brokers are going to do that work. Don't be stressed by that. Alright, so let's end this one there. Check on that and make sure you understand it very well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you have any question, don't forget to ask as well. Don't feel free to ask your questions. Yeah, and also share with your friends. It's your mentor signing out. See you next time.